All right, so really quick, let's go ahead and cover this. For those that use the indicator suite, you already have the tools and you already know that these levels, this gray, dark gray level, is going to be your focus. And especially these three lines here, when price comes into it, you know it's going to manipulate to one of these levels. Now, looking at our timing structure and windows within our framework, this becomes very, very simple. Now, you have accumulation, manipulation in the form of Judas, confirmed manipulation with the SMT at our level, and we expect distribution after manipulation. So there you go, right in the timing window. Right where you expect it. All you need is a displacement candle. There it is. You could have entered there, stop at the high, rode it to the rotation level that I have marked out. If you're not comfortable with that entry, you could have entered at the Fox Hunt signal right at the level as well where we expect a setup to occur. And you're going to enter short from there to the next level lower. Also paired with the Fox Hunt, you also have a 15-minute change in state of delivery right here. So you could have entered on that next purple's candle's wick, punches up higher. You enter short to ride it to the next level. Now you don't care about liquidity. We have a lot of engineered liquidity here. You target the level. We're not going to target liquidity because if you would have targeted the complete lows, it would have not hit, right? And this is also aligned with a 4-hour fair value gap, I believe. So a lot of people are going to target that. They're going to fail your swing and push it up before they push it back down. So we're not going to try and perfectly pick what level they're going to take out. We just know that there's engineered liquidity there and we have our silver lining level. So we want to be out when it comes into that level, right? We're not going to be greedy because the setup from level to level is 200 points, right? That's enough. The long that we're going to talk about in a second was also 200 points up to the upside. Level to level, that's all you need. And then you exit with the proper framework and structure, right? AMD, 15-minute change of state of delivery, right at the levels, take it, good to go. Let's go ahead and backtrack to the long that we took. You also had a Fox Hunt delivery here. So we know that we're expecting manipulation lower here to push higher, right? Sweeping these lows. So what you want to see is price come into our hold flip zone, which is these three lines. This is natural support paired with a daily SMT there after sweeping some internal range liquidity. You also have Fox Hunt delivering the signal. You know that you have AM, right? So this is accumulation. We have manipulation down. So you're going to get distribution up for a higher time frame, distribution back down, creating the Judas style manipulation, right? Because you're expecting manipulation in Q2 based off of this price signature. You do get manipulation down first with an SMT. So a long from here up, taking out the highs is a valid trade, especially paired with Fox Hunt. Tells you exactly where to enter. Put your stop at the low, and you're going to target the silver lining level. Now, these trades, so I entered there, and so you can target 160 points. And I keep telling you guys, just slap on 2 micros. It's $600 really quickly. No stress. You're risking 200. You're not going to do major damage if you take a loss, but on a really good setup like this, you're going to more than likely get enough to go break even, right? 1R, your break even, let the rest roll. Very simple, right? Very good trades. And then aligning the shorts. We already spoke about that. Same thing, right? You're going to be, you have to know the levels, and then you have to know the phase of delivery that you're looking for and what sequence is currently in. So you have AMD manipulation with Judas, so you know distribution is going to be lower from here, right? So you have to get your bias correct. Even if you can't see that the short's going to happen, you have to be out. If you're in this long, you have to trail very tight here, because this is a level that it's going to reject from more often than not, right? You want to see displacement through if it's going to continue. Otherwise, this is where it's going to have a reaction from. If you're bearish, this is where you're lining up the trade. So if you're trading on a 1 minute, armed with that knowledge, right? Let me go ahead and shut off the boxes. Armed with that knowledge, right? You have SMT at the highs, at the level that you're expecting a rejection from. You get the initial displacement candle. You can enter very aggressively with the stop at the high and then wait for the follow through, or you can make sure you get follow through, creating inversions, further displacement. You're entering in on any one of these candles because you're getting exactly what you'll expect here. This is distribution phase in our distribution timing window. We already have manipulation confirmed with the SMT, so you're going to enter there. Don't get scared of a pullback. It should not go higher, right? If you're not entering on any one of these candles, you're waiting for the Fox hunt signal. It appears any one of these candles right here, especially this one with the wick up, taps back into it. You're in the trade. Stop above the inversion fair value gaps as protection, and then you're going to write it to at least take out these lows depending on the contract sizing that you're using. And the bigger target will be a rotation to this level down here, and then you're out. You're out right here. I don't care what happens after. I don't care if it falls off a cliff. Doesn't matter, because you're going to chase liquidity and it could fail your swing or pull back, all that good stuff. You want to be consistent and target something, right? Consistently. The levels get hit on a consistent basis, so you want to take it from there to there. Taking from the Fox hunt signal, that's 300 points if you're able to get into that trade. If you're able to just come and take out these lows, it's still 120 points. So depending on the sizing that you are in, is still enough, right? Still enough. So you're good to go. We have to stop making it complicated and use structure and the proper phase of what price is doing to align your trades, and then you're going to be on side with the market and you're going to be able to capture this trade, right? A lot of people are going to look for a pullback to then enter, and you're not going to get that, right? You're not always going to get that. So when you get that displacement, you enter, put your stop at the high, let it pull back if it needs to into that, and you're not scared because it should continue distributing in the direction that it should go, right? And that's the power of the Fox candles. The coloring here, it's not to make it fancy. It's giving you information. This is displacement. Purple, displacement. This orange candle is your entry candle. Very aggressive. It flipped bearish with displacement right there with SMT at a bearish level, and you're expecting distribution down. What more information do you need than that candle right there? It's a very aggressive entry, and that's something that needs to be practiced, but that is and that's an entry that you can take, and we take those aggressive entries. If you can't take that entry, then you're waiting for further displacement. On this second candle down, your first inversion, you should be in there. You enter. You don't wait for the pullback. The further down you go, now you need to wait for a pullback because you missed the first entries, right? People are going to tell you, oh, you can't enter in that fashion. but they don't have the levels and the things that we are looking at, right? We know what to expect. So you just enter, and if it needs to pull back, let it pull back. Your stop is still at the high. Doesn't matter. And this is why I always preach a couple micros. You could have jumped in here. I probably wouldn't be that high. I would be at the inversions, and you're targeting this level, and you could partial out at the mid level, but 2 micros, guys. You're risking 258, which is what you need to be risking on a 50K account, and you're out with 14, almost 1500 bucks on 2 micros with no stress. And if you would have taken a partial, you would have gotten at least a little over 1,000 still on that trade, and you're not stressing about that entry. Are you stressing about a pullback now because you're in with 2 micros? If it continues doing what you want, you can add later in the move, right? This could be a starter position if you want to add more, but you got to get comfortable with this stuff, right? If you're in too high or heavy, you're going to be a lot more cautious than you need to be, or you're going to get in the wrong spot and things like that, right? It's just not that great for your trading. You need to size in properly so that you can get into the trades that you need to get into and execute. If you're in too heavy, you're going to be very hesitant there. I need to wait for extra things to happen because I'm jumping in a lot more heavier than I should be because I'm trying to get 1,500 at the least on the trade so I can get half the account or pass my eval. When if you would have just jumped in with 2 micros, you would have gotten $1,500 anyway. You see what I'm saying? So I'll end it there. Quick recap. Very good stuff. Just kind of pulling the curtain back a little bit to show you guys what's going on. The guys took down some trades today. Very good stuff. So